Hello, beautiful people. This is Cindy Pressgraves and with Cindy's Realty Group by EXP. And today I'm going to be talking about inflation. Again, rising rates and all of this stuff that is happening. And you guys are like, you know what? We're just going to wait till the market crashes. There is a cost of waiting. You know, the longer you wait, the rates are going to keep on going higher. Keep that in mind. The higher they go, the less you're going to be able to buy. So remember when it used to be like, hey, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and buy a house because the interest rate was amazing back then. And it's still amazing because it's still as low as can be in history. So let me just talk a little bit more about, like, you know what? Don't delay your plans, because at the end of the day, that house, that real estate is going to continue building equity. And it's better to have money in your pocket than just pay someone else's mortgage. You got two options here. Either you pay for your own house or you pay for your landlord's mortgage. So think about that. And that's something to actually consider before actually even saying, hey, you know what, I'm just going to stay at this house and just continue delaying it. No, you don't want to. All right, so then let's talk a little bit about don't let inflation delay your home ownership plans. How much do you really want to own that home? Have you thought about it? You know, making all these changes. Like, I have a house, yes, and I'm actually going to change the boob lights. If you don't know what a boob light is, just look at it. It's actually a light fixture that looks like a boob. But I want you to be able to have that dream home that you want. You know, be able to do the changes and modify it, paint it, whatever you want. That's what you can actually do with home ownership. Plus, you're actually making money in this end. And a lot of people say, you know what, no, you spend more money and all that, but you get a tax break, you get a homestead exemption. There's so many things that you actually can look at as a homeowner versus a tenant. A tenant, you don't get anything. You're throwing your money away. You're paying someone else's mortgage. Think about that over and over again. You're paying someone else's mortgage. So let's go ahead and don't delay your plans. Let's talk a little bit more about it. So in the recent headlines, you know, there's been a lot of talk about inflation, rising rates, and you know, and how inflation is rising and rising and rising. And is it making you wonder, like, if it's all good, is it still a good time to buy? Of course it is. Keep in mind that once you get into that house, you'll actually be able to build that equity. You already have that peace of mind. You're gonna feel more secure. There's so many more things that you can actually think about this. And you know what? Having a home is a great asset, by the way. Yes, it is an asset. So let's go ahead and talk about housing asset. Housing is an asset that typically grows in value. Yes, it does grow in value completely. So if you have cash and are expecting inflation, you want to think through where you can put your money so does it not lose value. Housing is commonly looked as a good inflation hedge. So there's a lot of things, and this is weird, people. There was just a white van, like, in front of my house. Like, seriously, like, this is like kidnapping stuff here. Okay, let's just go back to the point anyways. So this is based on Ali Wolf. And who is Ali Wolf? She's the chief economic of Zonda. Check her out. So now let's talk about your mortgage helps stabilize your monthly housing cost. Okay, so now we're talking about rates and rent is going up. But you know what? The good thing is that you have a flat rate. It's not going to go up or down, up or down, up and down. The good thing is what's going to happen here is that those rates, that mortgage payment is going to keep on going the same way. I mean, yes, taxes are going to go up. I mean, it's just going to, you know, sometimes it depends. It's going to go a little bit up, but it's not going to go like $800 a month or $1,000, $1,200 or $1,500 a month increase all of a sudden. No, it's not going to happen like that. So a fixed rate mortgage allows you to maintain the biggest portion of housing expenses at the same payment. Sure, property taxes will rise and other expenses may creep up, but your monthly housing payment will remain the same. And this is what I was talking about. So are those things that you want to consider and think about that? Like, not once, not twice, but just say, hey, you know what? It is time to buy a house. So that's certainly not the case if you're renting. With renting, it goes unspeculated. It goes like, oh shoot, I have a friend I have various friends. One that owns 7,500 properties. Yes, 7,500 properties. And the other one owns over 150 or 350 properties. And he told me, look, here in Gwinnett County, hey, you know what? I just had to raise my tenant that has been there for 3 years. I just raised him an $800 increase. You don't want to have that type of conversation, don't you? Think about that. And this is coming from James Royal, Senior Wealth Management Reporter, Bankrate. Okay, now let's talk about something else. Buying protects you from rising rents. And this is what I was telling you about, the rising rents. Homeowners are shielded from mounting rental prices because their cost is fixed, leveled. Regardless of what happened in the market, tangible assets like real estate get more value over time. By the end of this year, we're going to have an appreciation of 9 to 10%, which is amazing. And if you're listening to something else around the world, that's not here in Georgia. In the state of Georgia, we are different. We are completely different. We are in a sizzling market here. So everything's going off the shelf. Florida too, but we're not talking about Florida, we're talking about Georgia. So tangible assets like real estate get more value over time, which makes buying a home a good way to spend your money during inflationary times. All right, this is coming from Natalie Campesi. She's advisor staff from Forbes. So let's talk about this. Some of the highlights here, I'm going to tell you a little bit more detail. Think about it. Don't think about it that much. It is really, really important to actually say, I'm buying, don't wait anymore. Let's make sure that you have a great lender. I work with a great lender that actually can show you different alternatives. If he doesn't have an alternative, let's go ahead and see how we can actually come up with a plan, which is really, really important. A solid plan that would actually make you a homeowner. All right, so like I said, there's a lot of things that we're actually talking about here. So if you're thinking about buying a home, experts say owning a home is historically a good hedge against inflation. So this is what we're talking about. And if you're in the edge of selling, and you know what? Might as well just sell now. Take that opportunity. And I'm telling you, if you're thinking of buying, the same thing too. Whether it's cash, whether it's crypto, anything, it is a tangible asset that actually builds wealth. Where do you want to be? Within 3 to 5 years, do you want to be a homeowner? Do you still want to rent? And do you want to keep on going with that? Oh my gosh, prices increase. I will tell you, like 10 years ago, I used to live in an apartment, and every single year we had a price increase. One of the years I remember, they increased our rent for $300 more. That's not even Georgia. So think about it. Let me know what you guys think. And this is Cindy Pressgraves with Cindy's Realty Group by EXP. And hopefully I helped you with your information, and hopefully you made that decision that you're going to contact me, and let's get you started with the process. Have a beautiful day.